Gm3 Stadium on the campus of Illinois State University. It's Game 3 of a 3-game set between two of the top teams in the Missouri Valley Conference. Northern Iowa, the conference leaders. Illinois State third in the conference standings. Welcome in this afternoon. I'm John Locke. I'm joined by my telecast partner, Andrew Petrosevsky. Andrew, we've had a treat in these first couple games. Starting on the Illinois State side, yesterday was a day that Emmy Olson will never forget.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, after spending 5 years of her career here, she's a fifth-year senior, she finally got a chance to kind of rewrite the history books here. Yesterday she hit her 50th career double in yesterday's loss, and while the loss stung, it was definitely cool to see her vault to the top of the all-time leaderboard for ISU.
For Emmy Olson, that was a go-ahead shot in the fifth, big hit at the time, but the biggest hit of the game was in the seventh. Kylie Sanders with a 2-run homer to get Northern Iowa the win. For
sure. The Panthers have been, without Maya Dodge's contribution so far, who is the MVC player of the week. She's gone, hitless. So Kylie Sanders yesterday was huge with that huge home run, and so far is 2 for 7 with the one home run in the series, but definitely have been relying on her because, other players have not been really seen or heard from all series. So huge game from Kylie Sanders yesterday.
And Northern Iowa, this relentless offense. Illinois State's actually done a pretty decent job limiting them to 6 runs on Friday, 5 runs yesterday. That's below the Northern Iowa record-setting averages, but it's been enough to get Northern Iowa a win and all the way up to 18-1 in the Missouri Valley Conference. And speaking of Kylie Sanders, here she is to lead off the game against Hannah Ross. First pitch of the game is a strike, and we're underway from Marion Kinnear Stadium.
Definitely, obviously you want as many strikes as possible. It's always good to see a first pitch strike, especially for a pitcher who just went 7 innings on Friday. Good to see, that she has some semblance of control still after a busy weekend.
Another strike. She's filling up the zone early. Hannah Ross on Friday, she took the loss, but really has been really good lately and probably better on Friday than her numbers would suggest.
For sure. And just being able to go 7 innings, pitch a full game, and then turn it around and pitch on a Sunday afternoon game, just huge. And definitely the Redbirds are hoping to get many more innings from her today.
She's been so good in this month of April. 9-8 on the season, 2.21 ERA and 123 innings, really taking over the ace role. This pitch fouled away. It's 1-2. Opponent's hitting just 207 against her. 95 strikeouts in those 123 innings.
Yeah, that ERA is really, really something that sticks out to me.
Sure
super
is.
Low.
Yeah, she's been great. Now she's got a challenge with this Northern Iowa lineup. Here's the 1-2. Fouled away again.
Almost just hit the the batter warming up over there.
Alexis Papillo on deck. She's had a pretty good series. A star freshman for an otherwise pretty veteran Northern Iowa club looking to win back-to-back Missouri Valley Conference regular season championships. This pitch into left field, foul.
Just almost caught there by Standish, but just a little bit too high of a hit there for her to corral, but just over the glove. So, well, it did go foul, almost an out too. So,
quite the battle to start this game between Hannah Ross and Kylie Sanders. Another 1-2 is on its way. Just low. Hannah Ross looks like she's got pretty good control. Both of her misses in this at-bat have been right around the zone.
Yeah, definitely good placement so far. Again, she pitched Friday, so just seeing that she is able to place the pitches where she wants, even though they're not, obviously strikes, she's still able to try and goad that.
This one into right center. It's up against the wall. Sanders rounds hard, but will get back to first with a single. Good work by Kaylee Chevelle out there in center field, getting to that ball quickly, and a strong throw into second to hold Sanders to a leadoff single on a ball that split the gap in right center. This Northern Iowa offense just doesn't quit. 2 years ago, they set a Missouri Valley Conference record for runs scored in Valley-only games. They're going to break that record. They're going to crush that record this year. Thanks in part to who's at the plate, Alexis Papillo. This one with some English on it. Now fouled at the plate. Might have been off her foot. Sanders, Papillo, Parks, the first three. Dodge, McElrath, Hogan, and then Snyder, Moss, and Lamprecht finish it off. It's a familiar lineup. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this lineup is anything but broke. It's great. This ball up and in, and I believe it
looked
hit.
like it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Time immediately called by our home plate umpire, Leslie Anderson. I believe it hit maybe did it hit the bill of the cap?
It looked to me
she
like
immediately called dead ball, which to me indicated that she was indicating a hit by pitch. But now Alexis Papillo kind of didn't react as if she had been hit. So now Leslie Anderson is going to go talk to the umpires. If she wasn't hit, the ball got away, and Sanders moved up to second. So I think Sanders is at second either way.
definitely looked like it hit either her elbow or her calf, but just kind of a weird kind of situation so early in the game. Let's see. Look at the replay. Did it cream off the glove, maybe?
Yeah, I wonder if she heard the tip, and that is what they're going to do. And
Yeah.
because she immediately ruled dead, they're going to pull Sanders back to first base. That's a tough break for Northern Iowa.
Yeah, you imagine.
15th-year head coach Ryan Jacobs has a word for Leslie Anderson. He's not thrilled with that.
You imagine if that wasn't a dead ball, or that would have been. I mean, if it hadn't been called a dead ball immediately, that would have been a pass ball of some sort, and obviously advancing the runner.
Fouled away.
Sanders is 6 for 8 in stolen bases, so we'll see if they try and get that second base or that advancing the runner, trying to get that that advancement back, I guess.
Swinging a foul at the plate. It's 0-2, so maybe time was called before that pitch was even thrown. That pulls Sanders back to first base. And the ball at the plate obviously did not count. 0-2 count. Here to Papillo. 3 for 7 in the series. Couple of doubles. She's also walked twice. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. And Hannah Ross fooled her.
Just a huge pitch there. You have a runner on first. You've already had some wacky calls, a couple wacky pitches thrown, and to get one of their power hitters, one of their young power hitters who already has 14 home runs in the season out so early, great start to make up for the first at-bat hit.
It'll be Madison Parks, the center fielder from Pella, Iowa, a fourth-year junior. 1 for 7 in the series. Illinois State has scored first in each of the first 2 games of this series. Northern Iowa's come back to win both of them. The 0-1 just misses its 1-1. Illinois State scored in the first yesterday, and then we had a pitcher's duel until the 5th, and then things kind of got crazy. Back and forth we went. This pitch up the middle. Ross can't get it. Olsen does and tags out Sanders, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Parks safe at first on the fielder's choice.
Next up for the Panthers, number 12, Maya Dodge.
Olsen, kind of the stalwart of this great defensive team. Top 20 in the country in fielding percentage. Mashing, Chevelle, LaFontaine. Infield's same as yesterday. Same lineup with a new pitcher. Parks takes off, the center fielder, on the ball that gets away. It was a swinging strike at the plate, so it's 0-1. But Northern Iowa has a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Dodge has been held hitless throughout the series, and now she's in prime. And as I say that,
Still hitless in the series, 0 for 5 now. And Illinois State puts a 0 on the board in the top of the first. So after a half inning here, we're scoreless. Northern Iowa and Illinois State is coming up.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day, stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
In a community where friendships form our foundations, Carl McLean County Orthopedics continues to be the region's most trusted orthopedic care provider. Now with an expanded healthcare network and the ability to accept most insurance, we continue to care for our own with excellence right here in our hometown. From prompt diagnosis and local surgical intervention to complete therapy and successful recovery, Carl McLean County Orthopedics can help you get back to the life you love. Visit carlmcleancountyorthopedics.com today.
Delaney Bryant to lead things off for the Redbirds against Samantha Heyer. Friday's starter, Friday's winner for Northern Iowa. There's a strike and it's 1-1. Chilly day at Marion Kinnear Stadium. It's been a chilly weekend. Been keeping an eye on that feels like temperature. Missouri Valley rule. If it feels under 32, then teams won't play, but we are just above 32 and working our way a little warmer. Samantha Heyer's been great this year, looking to become the Missouri Valley's first 20-game winner. She'll probably get there. She leads the conference in wins with 19. Second is 13, so whether it's today or later this season, she'll be the Valley's first 20-game winner. But
just an incredible season so far. That 19-4 win-loss record, just incredible, and the 1.81 ERA. Just Hannah Ross had a really impressive ERA, and then you turn the ball over to UNI starting pitcher, and it's even lower. So just another great pitching matchup. Two great pitchers today who already faced each other on Friday. Start this thing off.
Full count pitch. Ooh, caught the corner, and there's Heyer's first strikeout of the game. She came into the weekend 12th in the country, fourth in the country, I believe, in strikeouts. Over 200, and we still have 8 games left in the regular season, so you may be looking at the 2023 Missouri Valley Conference Pitcher of the Year right here.
Just a great pitch there. You could really tell she locked up Brian on that one.
Chevelle with the bunt goes foul. Heyer there was a moment where she was unhittable. The Redbirds did score 3 on her. This is pretty close to the lineup that did it. Hannah Hicks was in the lineup on Friday. It's Kaylee Chevelle in center field today. Same lineup as yesterday for Illinois State. This pitch fouled away again. Bryant, Chevelle, Olson. Olson set Illinois State record with her 50th career double yesterday. Abby Knight, Jaden Standish, Addison Mashing, and then Chloe Jefferson in at the DP spot today. Brandy LaFontaine and Dana Kennedy round out the lineup. 0-2 to Chevelle. There it is, fouled away again.
You mentioned Hicks was not in the lineup today. Kind of interesting because on Friday she had her first home run of her career, so maybe we see her come in as a pinch hitting opportunity later in the game after Friday's success.
Hicks in center field on Friday. She was the DP yesterday, out of the lineup today. Swinging a foul. Chloe Jefferson, who's in at DP today, she came in and pinch hit in yesterday's ball game. A lot of options for Tina Kramos in her first year as the head coach of the Redbirds. 0-2, and Chevelle is staying alive. 1 away, bottom of the first, no score. This pitch is upstairs. Heyer has been pretty unbelievable all year. There was a stretch where she was literally superhuman. She had a 10-appearance stretch where she struck out 65 in 35 2/3 scoreless innings. Fouled away again by Chevelle at the plate. Over those 10 appearances, she struck out 65. She walked 3, and she only allowed 10 hits.
Those are some wicked stats right there. Just truly unhittable during that stretch. Probably one of the best stretches of recent memory in terms of pitching in the MVC.
Well, Chevelle is putting together a really nice at-bat against her. Now, since then, you could say she's come back to earth, because she has given up some runs in her last 7 appearances, but she still has a 1.67 ERA in those last 7 appearances, so she's really been great. Swing and a miss, and 2 up and 2 strikeouts for Samantha Heyer here in the first inning against Illinois State.
It's always funny when somebody comes back down to earth and they're still the most crazy stats you've heard of. 1.67 ERA. Just, you know.
Got a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
Pretty good defense behind her, same as the last couple days. Dodge, Parks, Moss across the outfield. Snyder, Sanders, Hogan, Lamprecht across the infield. Been a pretty cleanly played series, each team with 1 error in each game. Illinois State, obviously one of the top fielding percentage teams in the league. There's a strike to Emmy Olson. Emmy Olson 0 for 4 on Friday, but 2 for 4 yesterday, including that record-setting double we talked about. She also had a home run that was taken away from her. Time was called just before she swung. Pitch misses outside. It's 1-2. In the 7th inning, Redbirds down 2. Leslie Anderson, who's at the plate today at first, saw something around the Illinois State dugout, called time as the pitch was being delivered. Fouled away. Emmy Olson ends up homering on the pitch, and feel for Leslie Anderson. That would have been a lonely feeling, knowing that everybody feels like that pitch should have been allowed, but she had called time before the, well, as the pitch was being thrown, before the pitch was being thrown. I'm sure it's hard to get that timing.
Just one of those situations that nobody ever wants to be in.
Right back to Heyer, and it's a 1-2-3 first for Samantha Heyer. So both teams go quietly in the first, and we're scoreless after 1 here at Marion Kinnear Stadium.
On their way into Marion Kinnear Stadium.
10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
Retirement? It's been great so far, if you couldn't already tell. The wealth management team at Heartland Bank looked at my current investments and recommended updates and strategy that better fit my life. Then they took time to learn about my future needs and created a plan to meet them. When it came time to sell my share of the business, they guided me through investing the assets and setting up a trust for the kids. Now, thanks to hard work and the wealth advisors at Heartland Bank, my best days are ahead of me.
If you're looking ahead to retirement, let us help you plan.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
First pitch from Hannah Ross to Addison McElrath is a strike, and it's 0-1. McElrath 0 for 6 in the series with a walk. We talked about going to break in the top of the first, how Illinois State's done a really nice job on Maya Dodge. They've done a great job on Addison McElrath as well. McElrath came into the series hitting .545 in Valley play. So strike, it's 0-2. She's 0 for 6. Maya Dodge was hitting .519. And she's now 0 for 5. So 0 for 11 between two of the hottest hitters. It's slowed down the offense, but the Northern Iowa offense is just so deep you can't completely shut them down.
Yeah, just one of those kind of disappointing stats to hear from. It's almost like shutting down LeBron James in an NBA playoff game and losing. You shut down two of their best players, and you still don't have a W to tally in the win column so far. But obviously, still lots of softball left to be played today to try and salvage the series for ISU.
There's a hit for Addison McElrath, a bouncing single up the middle, and the second inning in a row, Northern Iowa has a leadoff single, so she gets off the snide. 1 for 1 today. And that'll bring up Taylor Hogan. We talked about those two were 0 for 11, now 1 for 12. Other people stepping up. On deck, after Taylor Hogan is due next, but on deck it's Brooke Snyder, who hasn't been retired. Told you it's a chilly day here in Normal. Wind is blowing out to left center. We saw the wind definitely played a factor yesterday. Kylie Sanders homer to center field. Didn't clear the wall by much, and we've got that 15-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. Taylor Hogan, 2 homers this year. Here's the pitch, it's outside. Got a pinch runner at first base. Good changeup from Hannah Ross. And it's 1-1. Maggie Erpelding running at first for McElrath. Pitch right side, it's through. Back-to-back singles to start the inning for Northern Iowa, and they've got something going. And the aforementioned Brooke Snyder, 4 for 4 in the series. She's hit a homer. She's walked 3 times. Illinois State hasn't gotten her out.
Yeah, just a really nice series from Snyder, especially with Dodge going hitless. Snyder going 4 for 4 so far in the series, and now has a prime scoring opportunity, a runner in scoring position, and the good vibes of the series so far to give her the confidence to bring that runner home.
Which misses inside. It's 1-0. On deck, Sammy Moss. Darren Lamprecht after that. And then it would turn over to the top of the order. Northern Iowa still batting here in the top of the second. Snyder swings and misses. It's 1-1. Ross on Friday, complete game, only allowed 4 hits, struck out 8, including struck out Maya Dodge 3 times. Pitched really well. Northern Iowa was just efficient. When they had runners on, they got them home. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
It's a great pitch there. A little high fastball. Probably the best couple pitches we've seen so far, at least from this inning, from Ross in this at-bat.
2-strike pitch. Popped up on the infield. It'll stay in play, and Kennedy will make the play, and there's 1 out. There's a big out.
Big out, and honestly, bigger deal that they avoided the collision, too. Almost a head-on collision between Kennedy and
Standish there at third base. Yeah. Looks like we might have a pinch hitter here for Sammy Moss. Faith Standersky is going to come into this scoring opportunity. Sammy Moss hitting about 138 on the year. So we saw she got pinch hit yesterday. Yesterday it was Hannah Kelly. Today it's Faith Standersky. The 3 of them have really sort of shared the right field duties. First pitch to Standerski's in there for a strike. Yesterday was a wild one. 1-0 heading into the fifth. Northern Iowa takes the lead. Illinois State takes it back, and then Northern Iowa wins it with a 2-run homer in the seventh.
Just a really fun series so far for both teams. Two of the top 3 teams in the Missouri Valley Conference just going at it. And you look at that score yesterday after just being 1-0, and just crazy last couple innings. Big home runs, big almost home runs.
Standerski's first appearance in the series. She stays alive on an 0-2 count. On the season, hitting .250. This is the 27th game she's appeared in. 15 for 60, 4 doubles, 2 homers. 11 RBIs. And with the pinch runner Erpelding off of second, Hogan at first, she's trying to get maybe 11 and 12. Here's the pitch into right field. It'll slice foul.
After that crazy right field catch LaFontaine had a couple weeks ago, I almost expected her to be able to corral that. She ran into basically the fence over there, like a mat too, from what I remember, in Nate Sports Center. Almost expected her to get over there.
There's a tarp over there that she navigated. This pitch lined to third base, over to first, double play. Standish catches the liner, doubles off Hogan at first. And we are still tied at 0 after an inning and a half. Great play. We're scoreless at Marion Kinnear.
We know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend. Haul or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you, because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
In a community where friendships form our foundations, Carl McLean County Orthopedics continues to be the region's most trusted orthopedic care provider. Now with an expanded healthcare network and the ability to accept most insurance, we continue to care for our own with excellence right here in our hometown. From prompt diagnosis and local surgical intervention to complete therapy and successful recovery, Carl McLean County Orthopedics can help you get back to the life you love. Visit carlmcleancountyorthopedics.com today.
Back here at Marion Kinnear Stadium, bottom of the second inning, we're scoreless. Illinois State, Northern Iowa. Knight, Standish, and Mashing to stand in against Samantha Heyer. We talked about that stretch Samantha Heyer had where she was 7 straight appearances. Well, get back to that thought in a second. Yesterday, big day for Emmy Olson. Great game between two great teams. Tough for Illinois State to come out on the short end of it. Samantha Heyer, those 10 straight appearances that were scoreless, 35 innings. 4 straight weeks, Missouri Valley Pitcher of the Week. A pitch grounded right side foul. A week ago against Southern Illinois, she had a really just dominant game, complete game. 14 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed. On Friday, went 6 innings. Galen Packard came in to get the save, pitched the 7th. Illinois State got 5 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. Heyer struck out 6 and walked 3. The 1-2 tonight. Swinging another tapper foul right side. Here's the 1-2 outside. Illinois State scored 3 runs. This pitch grounded right to the first baseman, Lamprick. She steps on the bag, and there's 1 away.
Just kind of seemed like her swing wanted to go to the first baseman the whole time. Booted the 2 foul balls, and then, you know, Heyer was just able to goad her into another one, but this time to first base for the easy out. Heyer just continuing to dominate this Redbird team.
Illinois State did about as well as anybody's done in a long time. On March the 10th against Tulsa, Tulsa got 4 runs. Since then, though, Indiana State's the only team that's been able to get 3 against her like Illinois State did on Friday.
3 still isn't much, so it's pretty amazing that 3 can, for a pitcher of Heyer's caliber, 3 sounds like a lot. It's pretty good against anybody, but and you know, it's not a lot of runs for any pitcher to give up, but it's a lot for Heyer for sure.
The other thing about Heyer is just the development over the course of her career. You know, in 2021, she had an ERA north of 5. Last year goes 10-4 with a 2.19 ERA. And then early in this year had a couple rough starts against Austin Peay. It's a pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's 3 strikeouts for Heyer early.
Hey, you talk about the development. That's kind of why sports is the greatest reality TV show you know you can ever tune into, is just seeing people, athletes get better, work on things, get to the top of their craft. You're all watching it in, you know, live on live television. It's a lot different from an actor getting better, a band working on an album. You know, you don't get to see that stuff, but you get to see a lot of the development happen live in front of you. It's just one of the many aspects of why sports is just great, which is, you know, obvious to say, but still,
yeah,
in my opinion, a fact.
and the development of this Northern Iowa team, and Samantha Heyer, you know, Northern Iowa started 0-6. The last of those 0-6 of those games was a loss to Austin Peay. Samantha Heyer, not great in that game. She gave up 8 runs, 7 of them earned. Her season ERA to that point was up near 6. Well, since that time, it's a strike. Northern Iowa is 29-5, and Samantha Heyer went from an ERA around 6 to an ERA right now at 1.81 and dropping with each out. Comes back from 3-0 to go full count to mashing. 0 for 4 in the series. She's drawn a couple walks. Jefferson's on deck. Heyer trying to go 6 up, 6 down, and she does. Another strikeout. That's 4 through 2 innings for Samantha Heyer. And after 2 innings, Northern Iowa, Illinois State scoreless in Normal, Illinois.
It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
In a community where friendships form our foundations, Carl McLean County Orthopedics continues to be the region's most trusted orthopedic care provider. Now with an expanded healthcare network and the ability to accept most insurance, we continue to care for our own with excellence right here in our hometown. From prompt diagnosis and local surgical intervention to complete therapy and successful recovery, Carl McLean County Orthopedics can help you get back to the life you love. Visit carlmcleancountyorthopedics.com today.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
This Northern Iowa team, best in the valley at hitting long balls, one of the best in the country. Came into the weekend 8th in the country in home runs per game at 1.5, and they've maintained that pace. 3 homers in 2 games this series. Illinois State hits the long ball pretty well, but Northern Iowa, in terms of the standings, just blowing away the field.
Yeah, it's almost like 27 Yankees stats with the amount of home runs, and you see that disparity kind of reflected so far in this series with the 3 home runs you mentioned and then the 1 home run from Illinois State.
Here's a nubber. Standish will make the play, and there's 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. We're scoreless. Northern Iowa, the Valley leaders.
Now batting for Northern Iowa, number 7.
Illinois State, 3rd in the standings right now. Missouri State, who's won 8 games in a row. 2 games behind Northern Iowa for 1st. But Northern Iowa's won 8 games in a row, and they've needed them to keep that distance. There's a strike. This Northern Iowa offense set a league record for runs in Valley games in 2021, 178. Now that broke a record set by Illinois State. Jordan De Los Reyes and that 2017 Missouri Valley team. Here's Ross. Make the play quickly, 2 up and 2 down. Sanders is retired. 2017, those Redbirds set the record for runs in Valley games. 2021, Northern Iowa breaks that record. They end up with 178 runs that season. This Northern Iowa team has 171 runs in Missouri Valley play, and they still have 7 games after this one to play. So I think they're gonna break it.
It definitely seems like they're on track, and pretty impressive actually too that they're very close to breaking it, and they still have, you know, not a significant portion of the season left, but a good portion. And you know, they've been able to add to it even with some of their best players this weekend not necessarily performing that well.
Valley play coming into the series. Northern Iowa was 16-1. They were outscoring opponents 160-29.
That's just incredible stat there.
This pitch into right field, and Alexis Papillo with another hit. Came into the series 3 for 7. She struck out in the 1st inning, but singles to give UNI life here in the 3rd inning. Madison Parks. The grounder to second base, her first time up, reached on the fielder's choice. Emmy Olsen tagged out. Kylie Sanders going to second on that play. On deck is Maya Dodge.
Yeah,
the just misses.
MVC Newcomer of the Week, kind of just showing you why she has been able to attain that honor. And you know, she's one of the only. She is basically one of the youngest player in the lineup, the everyday lineup for the Panthers here. So,
well, Illinois State picked 5th in the preseason. I think at this point they're 3rd in the standings. I think the way they've played Northern Iowa was the nearly unanimous preseason favorite, and they've certainly lived up to that. Illinois State, I think, has proven to everybody that They should have been picked higher. This one also to second. Olsen will get it, throw over to first, and the Panthers are retired in the top of the third. So a 2-out single, nothing comes of it, and we're scoreless here in Northern Iowa, Illinois State, going to the bottom of the third.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
In a community where friendships form our foundations, Carl McLean County Orthopedics continues to be the region's most trusted orthopedic care provider. Now with an expanded healthcare network and the ability to accept most insurance, we continue to care for our own with excellence right here in our hometown. From prompt diagnosis and local surgical intervention to complete therapy and successful recovery, Carl McLean County Orthopedics can help you get back to the life you love. Visit carlmcleancountyorthopedics.com today.
Two of the top pitchers in the league going at it here in Normal. Hannah Ross, Samantha Heyer. Hannah Ross has been good for Illinois State. Worked around a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, Samantha Heyer hadn't had any trouble. 6 up, 6 down.
Very quick innings, too. Just both pitchers working very efficiently, drawing a lot of contact. You see those strikeout numbers are not exactly super high, but still able to not waste pitches per se and get a couple nice fielding plays from their fellow teammates here.
7, 8, and 9, Jefferson, LaFontaine, and Kennedy do for Illinois State to try to change their luck. There's a grounder left side foul. Chloe Jefferson, one of my favorite stories on this Illinois State team. Inaugural Heart of Service Endowed Scholarship recipient. She met her friend Steven her sophomore year. He came to visit as an 8th grader. Then a year later, she noticed he had sitting by himself. It's cerebral palsy, swing and a miss, strike 3. She decided to sit with him. The rest is history. Became great friends. Jefferson said he impacted my life more than he'll ever know. Also, Steven helped Chloe find a passion for occupational therapy. That's what she's currently studying. One of my favorite stories on the team. LaFontaine, high fly ball into right field. Sammy Moss settles under it. Actually, take that back. That's Faith Standerski stayed in the game after pinch hitting for Moss in the second inning.
One of the only fly balls we've seen hit so far today, especially in these conditions and with these two great starting pitchers. Not a lot of strong contact occurring so far through these about 2.5 innings we've been lucky enough to watch today.
The Heyer certainly seemed like she has her good stuff first time through. She struck out 5 of the first 7 that she faced. Now 5 of the first 8. Dana Kennedy will try to change all that. Swinging a foul.
Dana Kennedy, the 9-hitter, but hitting .337 on the season, so kind of a luxury to be able to have such a solid average, high average hitter hitting that late in your lineup, kind of a second leadoff hitter type of situation.
Leads the team in home runs. Certainly a wind blowing out to left center today could candidate to give Illinois State a lead here. Misses. It's 2-2. Hire threw 95 pitches in her 6 innings on Friday. Didn't pitch yesterday. Kaylin Packard came in through 13 pitches to get the save Friday. Complete game yesterday. Swing and a miss. 9 up, 9 down, 6 strikeouts. Samantha Hires rolling, and we're scoreless through 3 between Northern Iowa and Illinois State.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
Retirement? It's been great so far, if you couldn't already tell. The wealth management team at Heartland Bank looked at my current investments and recommended updates and strategy that better fit my life. Then they took time to learn about my future needs and created a plan to meet them. When it came time to sell my share of the business, they guided me through investing the assets and setting up a trust for the kids. Now, thanks to hard work and the wealth advisors at Heartland Bank, my best days are ahead of me.
If you're looking ahead to retirement, let us help you plan.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
See the rich history of Illinois State softball. A lot of championships on the wall. Looks like Northern Iowa, they certainly 2-game lead on Missouri State. Seem to be on their way to a back-to-back Missouri Valley regular season title. Illinois State won the regular season championship 2 years ago. Northern Iowa, after this, they have a game against Drake, and then they've got series against Valparaiso and Evansville. So there's no bigger Illinois State fans today than the people in Springfield, Missouri, trying to get themselves 1 game closer to Northern Iowa. They don't play each other, Northern Iowa, Missouri State, this year, so Missouri State needs help if they're going to make up some ground. Maya Dodge, 0 for 1 today, 0 for 5 in this series. She's drawn a couple walks. Incredible job by this Illinois State pitching staff against one of the best hitters in the league. There's a strike. It's 1-2. Last time Maya Dodge, she came into this series, she'd hit in 11 of her last 12 games, had a 5-game hitting streak coming into this series. She hadn't gone back-to-back games without a hit since 2 games on March 11th. Month and a half before no hits yesterday and today, and that all changes right there. Liner gets down, and Maya Dodge with a leadoff single. So 4 innings, 3 leadoff singles for Northern Iowa. Now they're trying to change their luck about getting that run across.
It's almost hauled in by the center fielder there. Just the wind looked like it knocked down a little bit before that was able to get in the glove of Chevali back out there.
So a strike to Addison McElrath. She singled her first time, as did Taylor Hogan, who's on deck. Ball misses. Mentioned Dodge hadn't gone back. She'd only gone back-to-back games without a hit twice this year. She had a 3-game stretch early in the year. She responded to that one by going 4 for 10 in her next 4 games. Then she had the back-to-back games without a hit on March 11th. Her next 5 games, she went 11 for 19. So watch out, Missouri Valley. Just because she struggling for a short period of time. She has a tendency to break out in big ways.
Yeah, down but not out. I mean, out a couple times because that's just how softball works, but definitely not down for long, Maya dodges.
Pitch out in front, fouls it away. Just making sure everybody in the Illinois State in the birdhouse paying attention.
It's always one of the funny moments when you see fans behind the net react like the ball is going to come hit them, but obviously we have protective netting for a reason.
McElrath singled up the middle her last time. This pitch, a little nubbler over to Standish. She'll go to second, get the lead runner, excuse me. Not in time for the double play. Illinois State does lead the league in double plays. That one just a little too slow developing to get McElrath at first. Ball gets away, but Kennedy backing it up, make sure that nobody advances past that.
Pretty solid throw there too, so just kind of a mishandling there by, Knight at first base. So lucky enough that they did not have to go out of play there.
Taylor Hogan poked one through the right side her last time up. Northern Iowa had back-to-back singles to lead off the second inning. Couldn't get anything with it. This ball popped up on the infield. Should be a pretty routine play for Delaney Bryant. She makes it. And there's 2 away. Brooke Snyder, now coming up, was retired for the first time all weekend. Her first time popped up in foul territory to Kennedy, the catcher. 5 hits for Northern Iowa. Had base runners in every inning. Haven't been able to do anything with it.
Not exactly a power performance so far from Ross in terms of strikeouts, but drawing a lot of solid contact, a lot of weak contact, and able to, so far has been able to get out a lot of jams. Only on 2 days rest, or 2 days after her 7-inning performance on Friday.
Pitch upstairs, it's 2-0. And not a ton of hard hit balls against her. And really kept the ball from getting up in this wind. No fly outs to the outfield yet. No chances to let a ball carry out of here. 3-0 to Snyder. Standurski's on deck. Northern Iowa had a lot of traffic early in yesterday's game. Finally broke through in the 5th. There's a strike. It's 3-1.
Definitely looks like that's going to be the case today. Obviously, we're already in the 4th inning, but going to come down probably the later innings. Some good strategies and timely hitting.
3-1 upstairs, and 2 on with 2 away for Faith Standurski. Opportunity to break the tie. Before we do that, Elaine Heflin will make her way to the mound, talk with Hannah Ross about how to face Standurski. Standurski made maybe as hard a contact as Northern Iowa's made all day. And now she got no luck out of it because Jaden Standish was standing right in the way, caught the ball, doubled off Hogan at first base for a double play. But with that hard contact, you want to be careful here to face Standurski.
Oh, for sure. Especially you have 2 outs in the inning. You have a runner on second. So you have – and a runner on first as well. So you have, an out. You just need 1 more out, but – you also don't want to, give up runs and all that,
Sure. With 2 outs now, they'll be off on contact. So,
yeah.
A ball like she hit last time, if that gets past Standish, it's probably all the way down in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a hard hit ball could possibly score the runner at first, too, just with runners going on anything.
Swing and a miss. Up and in. Northern Iowa already with more hits today against Hannah Ross than they had all game on Friday. but nothing to show for it. Pitch is down. Runner tries to take third, and Kennedy nails her at third base. McElrath didn't have a chance. And that'll end the inning. That'll end the threat. We're still scoreless after 3.5. Thanks to a nice throw by Dana Kennedy.
We know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
In a community where friendships form our foundations, Carl McLean County Orthopedics continues to be the region's most trusted orthopedic care provider. Now with an expanded healthcare network and the ability to accept most insurance, we continue to care for our own with excellence right here in our hometown. From prompt diagnosis and local surgical intervention to complete therapy and successful recovery, Carl McLean County Orthopedics can help you get back to the life you love. Visit carlmcleancountyorthopedics.com today.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
Top of the order for Illinois State. It's been 9 up, 9 down for Samantha Heyer so far. Tina Kramos, 23rd season at Illinois State, her first season as the head coach. Got these Redbirds playing really well, 20-5 in their last 25 games.
Yeah, after a pretty poor start to the season, starting at 5-14, to turn that around and now end up in third place in the Missouri Valley Conference just kind of shows Kramos' tutelage and her success at the top after just a really rough start, but able to turn it around in her first season after 23 years with the program.
Took over, longtime assistant for the legendary Melinda Fisher. Over 1,100 wins in 37 years at Illinois State.
Yeah, pretty big shoes to fill there with with Fisher. Basically here forever, but obviously nice to have somebody who was on that staff and who had worked so closely with Fisher for so long to continue the reins and also be able to bring back a couple coaches. We talked about Elaine Heflin during the mound visit in the last inning. She's in her second season. Just nice to have continuity, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here.
Absolutely. 0-2, fouled away. Melinda Fisher, 25th all-time in Division I softball for career wins. A couple years at Eastern Illinois, 37 years at Illinois State, 1,165 wins. What a career. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 with 1 out in the 4th. 10 up, 10 down for Heyer.
Just magnificent so far from her as you watch that tomahawk chop there from ISU. Just Heyer unable to be touched today, and especially impressive after just pitching Friday.
Talked about great tutelage at Kaylee Chevelle in to face Heyer, try to get Illinois State's first base runner. Not only, Melinda Fisher took over for Margie Wright at Illinois State. Margie Wright, 3rd all-time in wins. Ended up going to Fresno State, winning almost 1,500 games. It's the 1-0. Looks like Chevelle thought bunt, but pulled it back. It's 2-0. And then Margie Wright comes back the last couple seasons and helps out Melinda Fisher. So, Illinois State's lucky to have somebody like Tina Kramos. Tina Kramos lucky to have two of the best to ever do it to learn from here at Illinois State.
Yeah, and it's always cool when, you know, a span of 40, 50 years, you only have a couple head coaches. It's almost Steelers-esque, Pittsburgh Steelers-esque, only a couple head coaches in their history. So just great to see just the program continue, and obviously
This pitch into left field, and it gets down, and Chevelle around first will go to second, and it's a double. Maya Dodge gave everything she had to try to keep this perfecto intact, but it was down a few feet inside the line, and Chevelle hustling all the way into second with a one-out double.
Yeah, kind of one of the only big breaks ISU has had so far against Higher. Dodge almost on top of that one, but just a little bit too hard hit, fell to the ground pretty quick there, and now they have after a perfect game bid from Higher so far in these 3 innings and a third, a runner in prime scoring position here for ISU.
You got Emmy Olson, one of the toughest to strike out, not only in the Valley but in the country. And she's coming off a 2-for-4, 2 RBI game yesterday. Now runner in scoring position, Illinois State trying to score first for a 3rd straight time in this series. Scoreless, bottom of the 4th, 1 out. Kaylee Chevelle on second. Illinois State's first base runner after a 1-out double moments ago.
Yeah, Olson yesterday setting the all-time doubles record in ISU history, obviously.
Right side, this ball's through, and Chevelle's around third. She will score, and Illinois State will take the lead. Standurski, trouble with it in right field, and Olson moves up to second. 1-0 Redbirds.
Yeah, I was just talking about how she's the all-time leader in doubles, and obviously that probably won't be scored as a double there after a couple wacky kind of fielding plays there from the second baseman and the right fielder. But Emmy Olson, after I talked about her double career, record, ends up on second after that hit. So just kind of continuing her success into getting to second. Not necessarily a double there, but still continuing that success.
Abby Horton into run for Olson. Knight with Standish on deck. 1 away. Redbirds just taking a 1-0 lead on the RBI by Emmy Olson. There's a strike. Knight 2 for 9 in the series. Grounded out to the first baseman her first time up. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a foul. So Illinois State has been able to get leads in this series. They led 1-0 in game 1. They led 1-0 and 3-2 in game 2. They haven't been able to take a multi-run lead. Knight with the opportunity to do that for the first time here. This pitch swing and a miss, strike 3. And 4 innings and 4 times Higher has struck out 2 in an inning. 8 strikeouts here with two outs in the 4th. And it's Jaden Standish, 3 for 7. Went 2 for 3 on Friday, 1 for 3 yesterday. Now she's trying to bring Horton home. Fouled it away.
Yeah,
Mashing on deck.
You mentioned that ISU has not been able to get a multi-run lead over the Panthers, so obviously this is probably the biggest at-bat in the game so far for ISU, just because of the fact that they have a runner in prime scoring position and the confidence boost that it would give Hannah Ross and everybody else on the Redbirds with having multiple runs to play with, obviously, after giving up the lead the last 2 days.
Pitch outside, it's 2-1. With Northern Iowa, with this potent offense, you wonder, they might not feel so much pressure with a 1-run deficit, but you start to get late in the game, if Illinois State can be up 2 or 3 runs, maybe that offense would feel a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, and definitely adding pressure to a team that has just kind of, taken. Well, they've taken obviously the first 2 games of the series, but they've also kind of, taken any sort of confidence or kind of, good vibes that the team might have had, the Redbirds might have had in the last 2 games having the lead. Being able to put pressure on them and turn things around is huge. But you also don't want to, mess with a sleeping bear, poke a sleeping bear. I don't think I'm saying the phrase exactly right, but, obviously just trying to add as many runs as possible, especially when you've lost 2 of the 3 so far, or the 2 games you played so far is huge.
Full count, misses low, and Standish is aboard with a walk. 2 on with 2 away. For Addison Mashing.
Really the first time we've seen Hire get rattled so far, or show any signs of, being a human, I guess, on the mound so far is, all of a sudden now she's given up a couple hits and walked a runner after sailing through the first 3 innings or so.
Interesting, you're talking about mentality for Illinois State. It's an interesting spot, I think, to be in at this point. You've lost each of the first 2 games of the series. That having been said, you've been right there in the late innings with a team that, I think can win games in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, it's been a rough kind of weekend, but this is also a team that, I mentioned started 5-14, so they have that mentality to come back. And
Appeal said she did go, so it's 0-2 there. Sorry to cut you off.
No, so that they have that mentality of being able to come back, not stay down too long.
A routine ball over to Taylor Hogan. She'll take the short route over to Sanders at second. But it's Emmy Olson, her 3rd RBI of the series, gives Illinois State a 1-0 lead after 4 innings between Northern Iowa and Illinois State.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
In a community where friendships form our foundations, Carl McLean County Orthopedics continues to be the region's most trusted orthopedic care provider. Now with an expanded healthcare network and the ability to accept most insurance, we continue to care for our own with excellence right here in our hometown. From prompt diagnosis and local surgical intervention to complete therapy and successful recovery, Carl McLean County Orthopedics can help you get back to the life you love. Visit carlmcleancountyorthopedics.com today.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.
Some action around the Missouri Valley. Murray State leading Indiana State, and Missouri State trying to sweep Belmont. That Murray State-Indiana State series has been a great one so far. Indiana State won 1-0 and 12 on Friday. Murray State won 3-0 yesterday. And now a 4-3 game in the 7th today. It's been a great series. Faith Standurski was up to bat when McElrath was caught trying to take an extra base on a ball that got not too far away from Dana Kennedy.
They kind of a poor base running play there from the Panthers, but
there's a little nubber out to Olson at second, who's back in the game after Horton ran for her. Knight bobbles it on the transfer, so the out is completed. Ryan Jacobs, longtime head coach of Northern Iowa, top 10 in the Valley and wins overall all time, and Missouri Valley Conference wins. 5-time Valley Coach of the Year. Here's a high fly ball into center. Chevelle settles under, and there's quickly 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Missouri Valley Coach of the Year 2009, 12, 17, 21, and 22, and making a pretty good case for 23.
Yeah, something that pops out to me with his coaching resume is 52 players that have earned all Missouri Valley Conference honors. It's
absolutely
a whopping number to see there.
Won game number 450 on Tuesday against Drake. Congrats to Coach Jacobs. Northern Iowa alum, played baseball there. Northern Iowa no longer sponsors baseball, but he played and coached at baseball. Took the baseball team to an NCAA tournament in 2001 as a coach, as assistant coach. This ball fouled away. He's moved over to the softball side, and this league, the Missouri Valley, I mean, the coaches in this league, it's a blessing for the league. We've already talked about Melinda Fisher. You got Holly Hesse at Missouri State. You know, Carrie Blaylock at SIU just retired after a great career. Over to second. Emmy Olson has it, and it's a 1-2-3-5. First perfect inning for Hannah Ross, but she's kept the Panthers off the board through 5. We head to the bottom half. Illinois State with a 1-0 lead.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend. Haul or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
In a community where friendships form our foundations, Carl McLean County Orthopedics continues to be the region's most trusted orthopedic care provider. Now with an expanded healthcare network and the ability to accept most insurance, we continue to care for our own with excellence right here in our hometown. From prompt diagnosis and local surgical intervention to complete therapy and successful recovery, Carl McLean County Orthopedics can help you get back to the life you love. Visit carlmcleancountyorthopedics.com.
7, 8, 9 due up for Illinois State with a 1-0 lead on the Valley leader Northern Iowa. Chloe Jefferson. Brandy LaFontaine on deck. Swing and a miss. Northern Iowa re-entered Sammy Moss, who started the game in right field. Faith Standerski came in, got a couple at-bats. She is now out of this game, and Sammy Moss is back in defensively in right field. Also saw Hannah Kelly came in and hit yesterday in that spot. So Ryan Jacobs, we left the inning talking about the depth of great coaches in this league. Bark at the park.
Yeah, a lot of couple dogs we've seen so far. Always fun to see new fans.
Every day's a good day when you got your dog and you're at the ballpark.
Even on a chilly day like today, yeah, can't go wrong.
2 is upstairs. Jefferson struck out her first time. Second time through, Illinois State seeing higher a little better. 6 strikeouts the first time through. 2 strikeouts of the 6 hitters she saw in the second time through, but also 2 hits that she's allowed. First time through was 9 up, 9 down.
Yeah, perfect for 3 innings, and then last inning was really the first time we've seen her rattled today, where you mentioned the couple hits she gave up. She also walked a batter, gave up the run, and ISU is on the board first. The 1-0 lead.
8 strikeouts through 4 innings for Heyer. She had 14 strikeouts in a game last weekend. 12th came into the weekend 12th or 4th in the country, excuse me, in strikeouts with over 200. This ball in and it hits her. So it's a leadoff hit by pitch. That one got away.
That one cannot feel good, especially in today's cold weather. Definitely gonna be stinging for a little bit.
So Chloe Jefferson aboard with a leadoff hit by pitch. LaFontaine and then Kennedy in the top of the order. Looks like we'll have a runner. That's Emma Hicks. Younger sister of Hannah Hicks, who we mentioned homered in this series. Homered against Samantha Heyer on Friday. Next time Illinois State's at home, they'll host SIU. Last weekend of the regular season before the Redbirds will head down to Carbondale for the conference tournament this year at Charlotte West Stadium. They'll appeal this one, no swing, so it's 1-0. The 1-0 to LaFontaine again shows bunt, foul. No, she was hit by that pitch. She went to bunt, pulled it back. Ryan Jacobs is going to want to talk about this with Leslie Anderson, the home plate umpire. Leslie Anderson is saying that, so she shows bunt. Does she pull back and then get hit? Looks like it. So she'll get first, and well, the umpires will come together and make sure that that is, in fact, what happened. So back-to-back hit by pitches. If this is, in fact, will stand, they will review it. Get a look at the replay. What do you see?
Yeah, definitely showing bunt throughout most of it, but it looks like she just at the last second is able to pull that bat back. Kind of one of those harder plays to overturn.
The question is, did it hit the bat or did it hit her arm?
Yeah, that is.
Is this a foul ball or a hit by pitch? He clearly hit something. Great camera work.
Looks like it maybe just grazes the hand first, that front hand at the knob there at the bottom. Again, just one of always the harder plays to overturn. We see this in the MLB where even with the great camera work, it's always just kind of hard. Usually what happens is the field call, the call that was made originally, is the one that stands. So I imagine this one will stand, but just kind of a interesting situation.
Big call as well. LaFontaine hitting 148 on the season. If she's on with a hit by pitch, and here comes the call. The call stands. You could hear it in our crowd mic. That's a big one because now it's 2 on, nobody out. Kennedy, Bryant, Chevelle. Kennedy hitting 337. Bryant on deck hitting 324.
Yeah, we talked about kind of having an unconventional 9-hitter where one of your better hitters is number 9, and kind of a nice luxury to have, especially in this moment where you have 2 on, nobody out, and you're looking to score some more runs, and you have somebody up there who can definitely either belt one out of the ballpark or at least keep things moving here.
Yeah, and barring a double play, due third would be Kaylee Chevelle. She doubled her last time against Higher. Here's the 1-0 showing bunt. It's popped up. Should be routine. The third baseman, Brooks Snyder, takes care of it, and nobody will be able to advance. So now 2 on, 1 out. Big timeout for Northern Iowa.
Kind of an interesting decision there from Bryant, or excuse me, Kennedy, to bunt there with nobody out and speed on the base paths. But yeah, we mentioned that without a double play, Chevalier should be up, but now UNI is in a prime opportunity to get out of this inning.
Laney Bryant 1 for 7 in the series, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Higher so far this game. One big swing here could change how she feels about her game today.
Yeah.
This pitch lined down the left field line, fair! Around second, it is Hicks. She will score. An RBI double, Delaney Bryant.
Yeah, you mentioned just one swing can change how you perceive the rest of the day, and Bryant's able to hammer that one on the left field, or excuse me, yeah, the third base side, and adds a run, and the Redbirds are still in business with runners at second and third.
1 out. Kaylee Chevelle up, who doubled her last time. It's down and away. It's 1-0. On deck, it's Emmy Olson, who drove in the first run. Well, we talked about Illinois State wanting a multi-run lead. And now it's Monica Wright out to talk to Higher.
Yeah, this has been really as well as it could have gone so far for ISU, obviously, holding the potent UNI offense to 0 runs so far and being able to kind of get to Higher. You mentioned that ISU on Friday was one of the only teams in this recent stretch of Higher's pitching performances to get to her, and she gave up 3 runs, and we're already almost there to the 3-run precipice, I guess.
Despite the 0-2 series hole, I think Illinois State has to feel pretty good about the softball they're playing. Look at the upcoming schedule for Northern Iowa. Drake, Valpo had an opportunity to get a Big Ten win at Iowa. They closed the regular season with Evansville, but you can see why Missouri State might be tuned into this one. If they're trying to catch Northern Iowa, they need Illinois State to win this one, and then they need Northern Iowa to trip up in one of those next time games, and Missouri State has to win out to get a share of the title.
Yeah, definitely going to be doing a lot of scoreboard watching for sure. There's a lot of hard contact being given up by Higher. That one was a foul ball, but definitely more vulnerable, seemingly, Higher is this inning especially than she has been most of today after having a perfect 3 innings to start things off.
Missouri State up 6-2 against Belmont, trying for the sweep. A little runner up the middle. The runner will come home. The throw, she is out. Kylie Sanders to Papillo. Guns down. LaFontaine at the plate.
This is a really heads-up play there by Sanders, being able to get that ball into.
Looks like Tina Kramos is going to challenge this one with a run on the line. Why not?
Obviously a big play, and you have your challenge, so might as well use it. But that was a pretty spot-on throw there by Sanders and a pretty clean tag by Papillo. So
yeah.
I don't see this one coming back.
Well, we'll see if we have another look. Live, I thought she was out at the plate.
Yeah, it looked like she was out. Again, live, looked like she was out by a good margin as we take a look at this replay.
Did she manage to sneak a hand in there? Can't tell from that angle. Looked like LaFontaine might have hesitated, thinking that Higher might be able to field that ball.
See the left hand go down, right hand go down, and the tag right in
close.
there. Very close. A lot closer in
I don't see anything
replay
from that angle that would be able to overturn the call.
I agree. Look at this one. Yeah, it looks like she's just able to get that left arm, though.
Yeah, it's hard to, on that one, it's hard to see exactly when Papillo made contact with the arm.
Slow down a little more.
Like by the time we see this, the hand is already on the plate, but also the tag is already on the arm. So this might be our angle right here. What do you see?
See, gets the ball. LaFontaine slides in. Papil starts her tag, and I think she gets her right there, right that millisecond before she's able to get that right arm. I think if it came back.
The call. And it is an out at the plate, as we expected.
Pretty great camera work there by our Redbird Productions crew, but just not enough evidence, unfortunately, to overturn it for Tina Kramos's squad there. Yeah, it looked like that tag just barely got on LaFontaine's left arm before her right arm was able to outstretch and tag the outer side of the home plate.
So now it's Emmy Olson. Chevelle reaches on the fielder's choice. LaFontaine out at home. And Bryant moves to third. Emmy Olson, 3 for her last 4 going back to game 2 with 2 singles and a double and 3 RBIs in that stretch. She also had one of those singles. She hit a homer before that. Time was called right before that pitch, to the confusion of everybody in the ballpark. 2 on, 2 out. Higher to Olson. Strike, it's 1-1. Pitch is outside. It's 2-1. Knight on deck is 0 for 2. Grounded out to the first baseman and struck out. Olson got one through the 3-4 hole. Pretty big hole over there again. This pitch is away. And you wonder if they're maybe working around a red-hot Emmy Olson right now. They're going to take their luck facing Knight with the bases loaded.
Definitely seems like it. A lot of these last 2 or 3 pitches have just been nowhere even near the zone. Not really seeming like Hire is keen on attacking Olson.
Well, she does here. This ball on the circle. Will she have time? She won't, and a run scores. Hire couldn't get down to field the ball quick enough, and the ball squirts away just enough for everybody to be safe. And Illinois State leading 3-0 now.
Just got to be a maddening play for Hire there, as that ball was basically in her glove, begging to be thrown to first base for the inning ending out, but instead it's the 3rd run of the ball game, and kind of just shows you the value of just putting the barrel on the ball and seeing what happens even when you don't have the best result seemingly coming off the bat.
Talk about the game of inches aspect. You think about Emmy Olson's first RBI was off the glove of Taylor Hogan, just an inch away from being an out. This pitch flied into left field. It's shallow, but Maya Dodge makes the play, and Northern Iowa's out of the inning. But Illinois State scores 2, their biggest lead of the series. It's 3-0 through 5.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day, stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you, because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
Retirement? It's been great so far, if you couldn't already tell. The wealth management team at Heartland Bank looked at my current investments and recommended updates and strategy that better fit my life. Then they took time to learn about my future needs and created a plan to meet them. When it came time to sell my share of the business, they guided me through investing the assets and setting up a trust for the kids. Now, thanks to hard work and the wealth advisors at Heartland Bank, my best days are ahead of me.
If you're looking ahead to retirement, let us help you plan.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
Illinois State with their biggest lead of the series. The third to last conference weekend of the regular season. They're at Evansville next weekend, and they're home against Southern Illinois, who hosts the conference tournament this year. Evansville and Southern Illinois both dropped each of their first 2 games this weekend. Congrats to UIC on getting their first Valley Series win. They won each of the first 2 against Evansville. SIU, who was once 29-5, has lost 8 in a row. Lost each of the first 2 games of their series to Bradley. Heart of the order for Illinois, or for Northern Iowa. Swing and a miss by Papillo. Mentioned on yesterday's broadcast, Bill Sawyer with some great in-game sports information work. When's the latest that Northern Iowa has scored? They were shut out once this year against Tulsa. But just to get into the 6th inning without allowing Northern Iowa to score, that has only happened 8 times. One of those 8 was yesterday. And here's Papillo. It's off the glove of LaFontaine into the corner. Papillo's around second. She'll go to third. The throw comes in to Bryant, and it's a leadoff triple for Alexis Papillo.
Just a obviously great way to start the inning. You're talking about, they've only scored so late in the game a couple times this year, and now they have a prime scoring opportunity with a runner on third and nobody out.
Talked about the importance of the multi-run lead for Illinois State. I mean,
shows you right there.
You're still in the middle of this order. It's a very dangerous Northern Iowa team, but if this was a 1-run game, that and that tying run was on third. Well, now it's Parks. This pitch is low. Game of inches. We started talking about it. That ball off LaFontaine's glove on the dive, and then it squirts all the way into the corner. And Papillo, who has plenty of strength, shows she's got plenty of wheels as well. She was flying around second base.
Yeah, just shows you how quickly things can change in softball, a game of inches, and all of a sudden you go from 3-0, things not looking great, and now you have a runner on third and heart of the order up to bat.
Madison Parks 0 for 2 today. Takes a strike. It's 2-1. Reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out to second. Illinois State middle infield back, and the first baseman Knight is back, so they'll trade the run for the out, looks like. 2-1 to Parks. Bounces in there. (3-1). Maya Dodge on deck, followed by Addison McElrath. To Parks, misses, and it's a walk. Well, said that the game would have a different feel if it was a 1-run game, but now with Maya Dodge and her 13 homers at the plate, representing the tying run, things are getting nervous for the Redbirds right now.
Yeah, definitely. That was a very important inning for the Redbirds to add a couple more runs, especially with this situation now. But Maya Dodge, who's struggled all series, now has the chance to kind of turn things around just with one swing, possibly, adding a run or even possibly tying this game with this at bat. And
she hit the ball on the screws her last time up. Didn't quite carry out to Chevelle enough to make the catch, so that was a single. Stopped her 0 for 5 snide in the series.
It'll be interesting.
Look at Hannah Ross in April, though. How special has she been?
Yeah, just you see the 45 innings pitched and the 45 Ks, 1 K per inning, just a huge, huge stat there. And See if she can continue that month
Swing
of
and a
April
miss.
success here. Would be huge, obviously, for Ross to get out of here with 1 run scored, or possibly 0 if she's able to keep Papilla over at third this inning.
There's a battle between all conference versus all conference. Pitch just misses. It's 1-1.
Even with Maya Dodge's struggles this series, this is still not somebody you want to see up in a precarious 3-run lead as she would be the tying run with her
For Northern
14
Iowa.
homers.
It's exactly who you want up, and she singles up the middle and drives home a run. Maya Dodge with a single. And now this ball gets away. Chevelle threw to third. Parks went first to third, and then on the throw, Maya Dodge heads up base running, gets to second. So a run's in for Northern Iowa, and the tying run is now in scoring position.
Next up for the Panthers, number 9, Addison McElrath.
See if
Ball got away at third, but nobody was able to advance from there.
Kramos goes to the bullpen relatively soon after.
Now it's Addison McElrath. I wonder if that throw maybe should have come into second base to keep that tying run out of scoring position. So Northern Iowa came into the 6th inning down 3-0. 3 batters in. It's a triple, a walk, and a single and an advance on the throw. And all of a sudden, the go-ahead runs at the plate. McElrath with 4 homers on the year. Wind is blowing out. 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. It's 1-1.
Really nice framing job there from the catcher, Kennedy. Able to steal a strike there on Ross's pitch after.
Great base running there by Madison Parks going first to third. She didn't hesitate.
No.
And that ends up drawing the throw, which gets, a sort of a routine single into center field. Very aggressive, very smart base running from Madison Parks. We'll see if that makes a big difference in this game, but that's a great play. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2. McElrath singled her first time up, right up the middle. Reached on a fielder's choice her second time. Taylor Hogan, also 1 for 2, is on deck. Nobody out. Here in the top of the 6th. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout for Hannah Ross.
Huge strikeout there. And after
Next up for the Panthers, number 15, Taylor Hogan.
a couple weird kind of hits and strong hits from Maya Dodge and just a poor throw, advancing the runner, it's nice to see Ross respond with a solid strikeout. Obviously still only the force and first, but
About McElrath hitting .545 coming into the series in Missouri Valley play. Only 11 strikeouts all year. Big time strikeout for Ross, who does not have huge strikeout numbers today. This pitch is away.
no. And today's been much more control and relying on her defensive lineup out here to help her out, get some weak contact.
Talk about only 2 strikeouts today, but what a time for the second one. Her first one was way back the second batter of the game. First strikeout since then, but right when she needed it. This pitch into center field. It'll carry out to Chevelle. The runner tags. The throw comes in. It'll be cut off, and Northern Iowa gets 1 run closer. It's 3-2 after the sacrifice fly from Taylor Hogan.
Yeah, definitely a little bit too far out there for Chevali to be able to throw out the runner at home, but nice cutoff there. Able to keep the runner at second, so you give up 2 runs to UNI, you still have the lead. Ross is definitely trying to avoid giving up that 3rd or possibly 4th.
Brooke Snyder homered Friday at the plate now. Third sacrifice fly of the weekend for Northern Iowa. They know how to get runners home. 3-2 ball game. Anna Ross trying to keep it that way. Swinging a hard hit ball into left field. They will send Dodge. The throw goes home. The tag is applied, and she is out. Mashing to Kennedy. Potential tying run thrown out at home.
Just a great 7-2 out there. Sent the runner home, and Mashing is able to throw out. UNI's basically last chance at trying to tie this game up.
Illinois State keeps a 3-2 lead going into the 7th. Bottom of the 6th, excuse me.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
In a community where friendships form our foundations, Carl McLean County Orthopedics continues to be the region's most trusted orthopedic care provider. Now with an expanded healthcare network and the ability to accept most insurance, we continue to care for our own with excellence right here in our hometown. From prompt diagnosis and local surgical intervention to complete therapy and successful recovery, Carl McLean County Orthopedics can help you get back to the life you love. Visit carlmcleancountyorthopedics.com today.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
Well, a heart-stopping top of the 6th. Addison Mashing threw out Maya Dodge, the potential game-tying run at the plate to end the top half of the 6th. Standish, Mashing, and Jefferson now for Illinois State. New pitcher for Northern Iowa, Kaylin Packard, who threw a complete game yesterday with 137 pitches. She's on to pitch for the 3rd straight day. Got the save in Game 1, the complete game win in Game 2. Now trying to keep this a 1-run game and give Northern Iowa a chance in the top of the 7th. Pitch is a strike to Jefferson, 0-1. Or excuse me, Standish. Chloe Jefferson due up 3rd this inning. Pitch is inside. First pitch, a legal pitch, so it's 2-0 the count. Same thing Packer did yesterday. First pitch was illegal. This pitch fouled away. It's 2-1. She settled in, pitched pretty well yesterday. Complete game, 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. She struck out 9, walked 3. Really strong. Most of that game. And the Olsen with a 2-run double in the 5th against Packard. But she threw up zeros in the 6th and 7th. 3-1 the count to Jaden Standish. From Packard, this ball high in the air, left field. Dodge has it at the track.
That looked good coming off the bat.
The wind is blowing out.
Yeah.
But it's not blowing out that hard.
Just was unable to get all of that there from Standish. She made a great play earlier, double up the Panthers and get out of an inning early on in the game, but just was not able to get all of that there.
First pitch strike. to Addison Mashing. Looking for her first career home run for the sophomore. This pitch is upstairs. Mashing from nearby Pontiac. They say you make a great play in the field, and then you hit a home run the next inning. Well, she made a great play in the field. This would be her first career homer. Oh, inside. Buzz the tower. Kaylin Packard just needed 13 pitches to get that save on Friday. 137 yesterday in the complete game. This pitch fouled away. It's 2-2. Mashing 0 for 5 in the series. She's drawn 0 for 6, excuse me. She's drawn a couple walks, both yesterday. Against Packard. 2-2 pitch. Ball to the shortstop. Sanders has it over to first. 2 away. 2 up, 2 down for Kaylin Packard here in the bottom of the 6th. Looking ahead to the 7th. It's 8-9-1. Sammy Moss, Darren Lamprecht, and then Kylie Sanders. Sanders with the big swing in the 7th yesterday. It was a tie game, a 2-run homer to dead center field. But first, it's Chloe Jefferson. Hit by pitch her last time up. First pitch changeup misses.
You wonder if Ross will be back out there for the top of the 7th after getting out of that jam, giving up a lot of hard contact and obviously 2 runs to the Panthers.
Hannah Meshnick, Amanda Fox combined yesterday. Meshnick went 4 1/3. Fox went 2 2/3. Haven't seen Hannah Meeks this weekend. Illinois State certainly has options in the circle. We have an embarrassment of riches at pitcher here at Illinois State. Speaking of, Packard and hires a heck of a 1-2 punch. Snyder snags it over to first. It's a 1-2-3-6 for Kaylin Packard. We head to the 7th. Illinois State clinging to the slimmest of margins.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.com.
In a community where friendships form our foundations, Carl McLean County Orthopedics continues to be the region's most trusted orthopedic care provider. Now with an expanded healthcare network and the ability to accept most insurance, we continue to care for our own with excellence right here in our hometown. From prompt diagnosis and local surgical intervention to complete therapy and successful recovery, Carl McLean County Orthopedics can help you get back to the life you love. Visit carlmcleancountyorthopedics.com today.
At Heller Motors, we know car shoppers spend over 10 hours searching online before buying. That's a long time. With over 1,000 vehicles, our selection and prices make it easy for you. Shop with confidence. Shop Heller Motors in Pontiac online at hellerstores.
Carl Broman Medical Center play of the game. It's a no-brainer, I think, at least to this point in the game.
Oh, for sure. Hannah Ross struggling. The Redbirds clinging to a one-run lead. The ball hits sharply to left field, and Mashing is able to throw out Maya Dodge at home there. And the Redbirds now at the top of the 7th are still holding onto that one-run lead and are looking to salvage a win out of this weekend.
Today's play of the game brought to you by Carl Broman Medical Center, redefining healthcare around you. Visit carl.org to find the care you need. New pitcher in the game, Hannah Meshnick, trying to get her second save of the season. The double queen. Emmy Olson hit her 50th career double, first Red Bird to hit 50 career doubles. Previous record 49 by All-American Karen Nelson. This pitch is a little blooper, diving play by Standish, can't get there.
Just another great graphic from our Red Bird production cast and crew here today. Just great camera work all day and great graphics and stats and a lot of, great camera angles that were being used on reviews. Just a great job all around from our cameramen, camera women, graphics people, all that good stuff.
2-2 pitch to Sammy Moss, leading off the top of the 7th. Panthers need a run. They've won 8 in a row. Only lost once in conference play. Illinois State trying to make it twice. 18-1 on the year in Valley play, these Northern Iowa Panthers. 2-2 to Moss, up and in. It's a full count. Moss drove in a run with a sacrifice fly yesterday, drew a big-time walk and scored as well. Leading off the 7th from Meshnick, swinging a pop-up into right field. LaFontaine settles under it, 1 away. Big out for Hannah Meshnick to start her outing.
Huge out there for Meshnick as she's able to get the high pop up there. And obviously what you're trying to do is, we're in the top of the 7th here, just trying to avoid as many people at the top of the lineup as possible.
You said it, this is Darren Lamprecht. And then Kylie Sanders, who had a 2-run homer yesterday. There's a first pitch strike to Lamprecht. But then you've got Alexis Papillo, who tripled her last time. She's got 2 doubles and a triple in the series. 2 hits in game 1, 2 hits now in game 3. You don't want to see her.
Yeah, you want to avoid her as much as possible, so especially after her power surge this week as well.
There's a big strike. It's 0-2. To Lamprecht, 0 for 2 today. 1 for 8 in the series. The 1 was a home run. From Silver Lake, Kansas, into center field. Chevelle chasing, won't get there. 1 out single, Darren Lamprecht. And the go-ahead run will be at the plate. It's Kylie Sanders. Hit the game winner yesterday. We'll have a runner at first, looks like, for Lamprecht.
Yeah, if you're ISU, just watching that ball kind of fall in a shallow center field is obviously not necessarily demoralizing, definitely not the outcome you want here. And you're desperately trying to probably try and get a double play here out of Sanders. Obviously, it'll be harder now that they have switched runners and trying to try to get more speed at first base. But
McKenna Cooper, the runner at first. Kylie Sanders, the hitter at the plate. 4 homers this year. Excuse me. Maybe none bigger than the 2-run shot yesterday that gave Northern Iowa a 5-3 win. It was a 2-run shot in the 7th to dead center. Wind is blowing out again today. 0-1 pitch from Hannah Meshnick. This pitch outside, it's 1-1. Meshnick on the year, this is her 21st appearance, 13th out of the bullpen. She's got a 2.86 ERA, 1 save. We're leaving Hannah Ross, who is fantastic. 1-1. This pitch inside. Check swing. They will appeal. No swing. Big spot for the freshman Meshnick. facing the sophomore Sanders deep to right field. Sanders does it again. 2-run homer. Northern Iowa has the lead.
You know that saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Kylie Sanders, another 2-run go-ahead bomb for the Panthers. And the Redbirds are still in this inning.
She knew it. Off the bat, no wind aided there.
Just has to.
Kramos out of the dugout, talking to Leslie Anderson, the home plate umpire. She will talk to the umpires. But Northern Iowa down 3-0, 2 in the 6th, now 2 in the 7th. They lead it 4-3. 1 away, and now it's Papillo, Parks, and Dodge to try to add to the 1-run lead. Well, we looked ahead to the top of the 7th to see how Northern Iowa could come back. Now let's look to the bottom of the 7th. It's the same situation for Illinois State that it was for Northern Iowa. 8, 9, and 1. LaFontaine, Kennedy, and Bryant will be due for Illinois State in the bottom half. But first, Meshnick needs to get 2 more outs to keep this a 1-run lead and give them a chance. There's a strike. It's 1-1. What a series. Game 1. Tied 3-3 after 5 innings. Game 2. Tied 3-3 after 6 innings. And Olsen has the out. There's 2 down. Today is a 3-2 game in the 7th. Kylie Sanders with 2 of the biggest swings of her life here in Normal against the Redbirds.
Yeah, you say those scores, and somebody just looks at the box score after the game, they might think that it's a farther, talent difference, disparity between the 2 teams, and that the games weren't that competitive. But when you look at how late and how close they were late, really does not feel like the Redbirds should be in line for getting swept today, but
played very well for not having anything to show for it so far. Northern Iowa, if they win the regular season, their focus will be on winning the tournament, something that's eluded them. They've been in the championship game for the last 5 tournaments. They lost all 4. Northern Iowa at this point in time, that RPI's around 100, probably not in line for an at-large bid. I think that if they were given one, they could certainly win games. Pitch fouled away. They did get an at-large bid in 2021. They run-ruled Iowa State, so a lot of these same players on the team. Missing Sammy Bunch, of course, but pitches outside. They talk about the veteran nature of this Northern Iowa team. If you look down the lineup today, the starters have appeared in over 1,000 games combined. Lamprecht, this is game 133, Moss 131, Snyder 135. Pitch just misses, and it's a 2-out walk, which brings up Maya Dodge. Taylor Hogan 143. Parks, who just walked, 132. So this is a veteran team. They've been through the wars.
Yeah, you hear those numbers, a lot of over 100 games I'm hearing from these veteran players, and that obviously is just a huge testament to the program. It's a huge testament to these players that, you don't get to 132 games played or over 100 games played without playing from an early, part of their career, and it's just a testament to their experience, success, and demeanor, and going down or being down 2 runs in this inning to now taking the lead on that home run from Sanders just really shows you
Kylie
just
Sanders,
what they have.
Career games 83 and 84 the last couple days when she has those 2 big 7th inning homers. That's the thing. Those are their vets, but the only senior on the team is Brooke Snyder, or in this lineup today. Everybody else can be back. And I mentioned everybody with 100-plus games coming in. Well, a couple of the ones that haven't got to 100 games yet are the impact newcomers. Maya Dodge at the plate now. This is game 84. Just a sophomore. Alexis Papello made an unbelievable freshman season, probably the freshman of the year in the Missouri Valley. This is game 41 for the team, game 41 for Papello. And remember, they're doing all of this without Emmy Wells. Last year's Missouri Valley Player of the Year had Tommy John is out for the season. 2-0 the count to Maya Dodge from Meshnick. Runner on first. Here it is, up and away. On deck, Addison McElrath, 1 for 3. Pitch misses as a 4-pitch walk, and now it's 2 on with 2 away. Northern Iowa 48-4 in their last 52 Missouri Valley Conference games. One of those losses was to Illinois State in 2021. So Icanna Ross will re-enter at pitcher for Meshnick. So it's a pitching change here for Illinois State. Hannah Ross, who started it, will try to end it. 2 on with 2 away for Northern Iowa.
Just can't feel great for Meshnick having your starting pitcher come back into the game after a 2-run shot and 2 more base runners on.
Meshnick has had such a magical freshman season. Her career is so bright. Complete game win against Illinois just on Tuesday. That's Illinois State's first win against Illinois since 2012, and it's against a really good Illinois team that was an at-large team in the NCAA last year. She's been the Missouri Valley Newcomer of the Week. She has a 6-inning no-hitter against a Weber State team that was a really offensive team a year ago. It's really been a freshman year to remember for Hannah Meshnick. Today might be a day to forget, though.
Yeah, just obviously not at all what she wanted coming into this game in the top of the 7th, trying to save the game for her teammate Hannah Ross, and then Hannah Ross trying to save the game from her teammate, essentially. Hannah Meshnick, obviously, some days you just don't have it, some days you do, and today just was not one of those days that Meshnick had it, unfortunately, after really great season, as you said. Really great start to her career.
McElrath, this pitch gets away, and the runners will move up. So now 2nd and 3rd with 2 away. Meshnick, a Hortonville, Wisconsin native. Pretty good history of quality pitchers from Wisconsin in this league. Kaylin Packard on the other side, who's in line for the win now. Wisconsin native. There's a strike.
Must be something in the cheese.
Everybody remembers Nicole Newman, Drake's star. Was almost impossible to beat. Wisconsin native. But now it's the Arizona native, Hannah Ross. Pitch into left field. That's a base hit. 1 run will come around. 2 runs will come around. The throw goes to 2nd, but McElrath's in there with a 2-run double. Northern Iowa leads it 6-3.
And just like that, the Redbirds go from a 3-2 lead to a 6-3 deficit. And just kind of shows you the potent offense. Just doesn't matter where they are at in the game, what's going on, but UNI is just able to crank it up when they need to. Just that experience, being able to pull that trigger and that lever and being able to just turn it on like the experienced team that they are. We talked about how many games everybody here has played, so just able to pull back from that.
Greta Hartz will come in and run for McElrath. Junior from Runnels, Iowa, Indian Hills Community College transfer. Now this Illinois State staff has pitched well. I mean, we said before, so Friday's final was 6-3. Northern Iowa had only been held to 6 runs or fewer twice in the last month, and they'd lost both of those games. Now Illinois State, you know, if they can get out of this inning, will do it 3 times in a weekend, but have potentially no wins to show for it.
Yeah, Illinois State just desperately trying to get out of this inning now after going into the inning, trying to secure their win, just trying to get that 3rd out, and just have not been able to achieve that yet. This feels kind of like an unraveling happening in the top of the 7th, unfortunately, for Illinois State.
This Northern Iowa offense is just relentless. This ball should be the 3rd out of the inning. Knight settles under it, makes the catch, and that'll end the top half of the 7th, but not before. Northern Iowa scores 4 in the top of the 7th to take a 6-3 lead heading into the bottom half.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day, stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you, because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
In a community where friendships form our foundations, Carl McLean County Orthopedics continues to be the region's most trusted orthopedic care provider. Now with an expanded healthcare network and the ability to accept most insurance, we continue to care for our own with excellence right here in our hometown. From prompt diagnosis and local surgical intervention to complete therapy and successful recovery, Carl McLean County Orthopedics can help you get back to the life you love. Visit carlmcleancountyorthopedics.com today.
Back here for the bottom of the 7th. Big rally by Northern Iowa in the top half. They went into the top half of the 7th down 3-2. They got a quick out, but rallied. Kylie Sanders, 2-run homers in the 7th, 2 days in a row to maybe give Northern Iowa a sweep over a really good Illinois State team. Brandy LaFontaine will lead off the bottom of the 7th, then Dana Kennedy, then the top of the order. First pitch is a ball. Packard, there's a strike. Packard, we talked about going into the game. Samantha Heyer going for win number 20. Now Packard, who entered in the 6th, in line for win number 10. If she can close this one out for her. This pitch fouled away. It's 1-2. Kaylin Packard, the 2021 Missouri Valley Pitcher of the Year. Led the league in strikeouts each of the last 2 years. Easily could have been a 2-time Pitcher of the Year. Last year went to Dickerson. That pitch was low. They'll appeal. She did not swing. 2-2. The 1-2 punch. I mean, we've talked plenty about Northern Iowa's offense, but Packard and Heyer is just a unbelievably, it's an embarrassment of riches in the circle for Northern Iowa.
Yeah, just a great combination for them, and only holding the Redbirds to 3 runs today when Heyer kind of started to lose it around the middle of the game, and Packard able to come in and shut down the Redbirds so far.
Two to LaFontaine. Change up, grounder to the shortstop. Easy play for Sanders, and there's quickly one away. Packard, the 2021 Pitcher of the Year, the Newcomer of the Year, First Team All-Valley, two-time First Team All-Valley. 205 strikeouts a year ago. Here's Kennedy, fouls it away.
It's pretty great when you can go from pitcher and higher, who has a 1.81 ERA coming into this game, to a pitcher with a 2.66 ERA and 111 strikeouts coming to this one as well.
It's like another illegal pitch called, so that foul ball is actually just a ball on Packard.
Unfortunately, a couple of those have occurred so far this series for Packard, though.
Yeah, so it's Monica Wright, the pitching coach, out to talk to the third base umpire, David Lee. He was behind the plate yesterday. And David Lee says there's a warning on Monica Wright. Your trail foot has to maintain contact with the ground throughout the pitch. I'm assuming that that is the illegal pitch that is being called. So it's 1-0, not 0-1 to Kennedy. Bryant on deck. If somebody can reach Kaylee Chevelle. Pitch fouled away. Northern Iowa plays Drake on Tuesday. If they can get this one, it'll be a 9th consecutive win. All of them Missouri Valley wins. Illinois State is off this week. They are at Evansville next weekend. No more midweeks for the Redbirds. 6 games left. 3 at Evansville and then 3 here at home the next weekend against Southern Illinois. 2-2. Line shot caught. Taylor Hogan puts it away. 2 down. Bottom of the 7th.
It's kind of how things have been going for the Redbirds in the last half inning or so. That ball was absolutely smoked, and Taylor Hogan was just in the right place at the right time and not even able to get a single from it. The Redbirds were.
Down to their last out. It's Delaney Bryant. First pitch changeup is low. Bryant 1 for 3 today with a double. Drove in a run, scored a run, struck out twice. Pitch is also low. It's 2-0. On deck, Chevelle. After that would be Emmy Olson. Olson had a homer in the 7th yesterday, called back. With 3 great games we've had, it would be a little poetic if Emmy Olson would have the opportunity even to be up with a chance to tie the game with a homer that maybe wouldn't be called back. 3-0 to Bryant. Here it is. She'll take a strike. 3-1.
Yeah, that would be baseball working the way it's supposed to, I think. Or, excuse me, softball working the way that it's supposed to. And just having some weird parallels happening and ways to make up for past.
Strike 2. It's a full count.
That's
Northern Iowa.
That is a great, great framing there by the catcher. That ball looked to be outside, but
this pitch up on the infield. This should do it. Lamprecht under it. Northern Iowa wins. Northern Iowa sweeps. Northern Iowa 9 wins in a row.
Yeah, just a really disappointing series for ISU, and obviously a great series for UNI. The games were close. They were pretty tight throughout, very intense games, but just the timely hits came for UNI and at the right times, and they did not come for ISU.
6 Missouri Valley Conference series, 5 Missouri Valley Conference sweeps for this red-hot Northern Iowa team.
Yeah, 9 wins in a row is just obviously a huge number, and they need it with how tight everything is at the top for the Missouri Valley Conference. So obviously not losing and sweeping the third best team in the conference, huge for UNI as they look to try and get an at-large bid and firstly win the Missouri Valley Conference.
19-1 now for Northern Iowa in the Missouri Valley Conference. They maintain a 2-game lead on Missouri State, who did finish the sweep of Belmont. 19-1 for Northern Iowa, 17-3 from Missouri State. 7 Missouri Valley Conference games to go for Northern Iowa to clinch their second consecutive regular season championship.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they are on track to do so, just with how they've dominated and played and how well they've played recently.
So for Andrew Petruszewski, I'm John Locke. We're saying so long from from Normal, Illinois, excuse me, where the Northern Iowa Panthers complete a 3-game sweep of Illinois State with a 6-3 win today at Marion Kinnear Stadium. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other productions on our family of ESPN networks, log on to ESPN.com or download the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.